Atenção, a cerimônia está prestes a começar, mas antes, vamos passar algumas orientações para quem está presente nesse teatro. Não utilize faixas ou cartazes, pois isso pode atrapalhar quem está sentado atrás de você. Cornetas, buzinas, apitos ou qualquer outro instrumento de barulho não são autorizados. Não é permitido o uso de fogos indoor, skypaper ou confetes. É terminantemente proibido fumar dentro deste ambiente. Na falta de energia, luzes de emergência serão acesas automaticamente. Em situações de risco, mantenha calma. Localize a saída mais próxima de você e siga as orientações dos brigadistas. Saídas de emergência e extintores de incêndio estão devidamente sinalizados em pontos estratégicos deste teatro. Devido à pandemia de Covid-19, é obrigatório o uso de máscara em todos os espaços do campus durante todo o período em que permanecerem neste local. Disponibilizamos totens de álcool gel na entrada de todos os blocos e dispensadores espalhados pelos locais acessados por formandos, seus convidados e equipe de apoio. É obrigatório manter o distanciamento social, abraços apenas entre familiares. Todos os espaços são devidamente higienizados antes e após cada evento para mitigar os riscos de contaminação. Após o término da cerimônia, permaneçam sentados em seus locais e aguarde ser chamado por nossa equipe de staff para que saia sem aglomeração. Agora que estamos preparados, vamos dar início ao Commencement Ceremony American Academy.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. Welcome everybody to the commencement ceremony of the third class of the American Academy PUCPR da Kansas State University. We'd like to invite to make up the directing table the following authorities: Professor Vidal Martins, Vice Provost of PUC-Paraná. We also invite Professor Paulo Otávio Múcio Augusto, Director of the American Academy. And Professor Marcelo Távora Mira, Director of Internationalization of PUC-Paraná. PUC-Paraná Kansas State University have idealized American Academy, and today the third class is concluding a stage of higher education. And to get started to this commencement ceremony, we will listen to the national anthem of the United States, recorded performance by Montreal Walker, graduated the musical theater at Kansas State, and the national anthem, Brazilian national anthem, recording in a performance recorded by the Champagne Choir and by the Chamber Orchestra of PUC-Paraná.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets break clear, the bombs bursting gigante pela própria natureza. És bela, és forte, pálido, colosso, e o teu futuro espelha essa grandeza. Terra adorada, entre outras vilas do Brasil, ó pátria amada, dos filhos deste sol, das mães gentil, pátria amada, Brasil. Deitado eternamente imenso esplêndido, ao som do mar e a luz do céu profundo, fulguras ao Brasil, florão da América, iluminado ao sol do novo mundo. Do que a terra mais garrida, seus risonhos negros campos têm mais flores, nossos bosques têm mais vida, nossa vida no teu seio mais amores. Ó pátria amada, idolatrada, salve, salve, Brasil de amor eterno seja símbolo, o labarum que ostentas estrelado, e diga o verde louro dessa flâmula, paz no futuro e glória no passado. Mas serves da justiça, clama forte, verás que o filho teu não foge à luta, nem teme quem te adora a própria morte. Terra adorada, entre outras mil és do Brasil, ó pátria amada, dos filhos deste sol és mãe gentil, pátria amada, Brasil.
Cumprimentamos as autoridades universitárias
The
da PUC-Paraná,
authorities of PUC-Paraná and Kent State University
acompanham
who are watching us on the internet, Professor Vladimir Gransky, Provost of PUC-Paraná, Professor Diakon, President of Kent State University, Professor Melody Tankersley, Senior Vice President and Provost of Kent State University, Professor Marcelo Fantoni, Associate Provost, Office of Global Education, Kent State, Professor Renata Antoni Werneck, Academic Rector of PUC-Paraná, and Professor Mandi Stajuk, Interim Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. I'd like to greet especially the graduates, their parents, family members, and guests who are here in person or are following us on the internet. To conclude American Academy means to conclude the first cycle of higher education in an international course, innovating with an educational model that is unheard of in Brazil. Not everything has been as you have dreamed of. To have taken a course in the middle of a pandemic with classes and activities, remote activities, will go down in history of your lives, of your families, and of these two universities. As Amir Kling said, one day you need to stop dreaming and somehow to leave, and you have left seeking your purpose. You have adopted opportunities, you have faced challenges and the obstacles that you have found in the way or on the way. And today we are here to celebrate this victory. We'd like to we remember with gratitude our life together with colleagues and professors and experience that we have had along these 2 years. And to get united in gratitude, you'd like to listen to the message of Archbishop of Curitiba and the Metropolitan Region Grand Chancellor of PUC-Paraná, His Excellency Reverend Dom José Antônio Peru.
Neste evento de certificação da primeira turma de alunos do programa American Academy, esta maravilhosa parceria da universidade que existe entre a PUC-Paraná e a Universidade de Kent, num evento como esse eu quero me congratular, seja com a PUC, seja com a Universidade Norte-Americana e com os estudantes que fazem parte deste programa. Eu quero cumprimentar vivamente a Universidade de Kent pela sua receptividade, pela sensibilidade com que quer acolher a nossa universidade e seus alunos, num caminho feito de companheirismo, se é possível falar assim, entre entidades. Companheirismo, melhor parceria, mas reciprocidade, mãos dadas para servir a verdade humana, a ciência, em vista de realizações humanizadoras e transformadoras da história, das relações e das experiências de partilha e de comunhão. Alegra-me muito observar que a PUC Paraná não se basta a si mesma. Ela se abre para outras experiências e que há outros de uma consagrada universidade como aquela de Kent que percebem, e o fazem com grandeza, percebem que desde aqui queremos servir a humanidade, buscando com eles palmear passos construtivos de serviço às comunidades onde os nossos profissionais depois estiverem atuando. Faço votos que esta parceria seja longa, longeva e que se multipliquem os caminhos novos que as experiências de agora podem abrir para o futuro. Mas para isso é preciso percorrer de mãos dadas, realimentando as heranças e ao mesmo tempo a contribuição recíproca que alunos de lá e alunos de cá, encontrando-se, podem oferecer de futuro e de criatividade a tanta gente. Cumprimento efusivamente a Universidade de Kent e a PUC Paraná.
We now listen to the message of the Director of the American Academy, Professor Paulo Otávio Mussi Augusto. Good afternoon, everybody. Once more, it's nice to be here with you today. First of all, I'd like to greet the authorities of both universities and partners of the American Academy, our Provost, Professor Vladimir Vrensky, and the President of Kent State University, Todd Diagon. I'd like to greet also the members of the Committee of the American Academy that is made up of 3 authorities of PUC Paraná and 3 authorities of Kent State, which is the governing body of the American Academy, made up of our Vice Rector, Professor Vidal Martins, who is seated here at a table, as the Senior Vice President of Kent State, Professor Melanie Tankersley, our Provost of Graduation, Professor Anna Vernecki, the Dean of the College of Arts and Science of Kent State, Manly Mustajic, and our Director of Internationalization, seated at the table here, Professor Marcelo Mira, and the Associate Provost of Kent State, Marcelo Fantoni. I'd like to also greet cordially everybody who is following this event, whether it be at home, but fundamentally a very, very special greeting to our students, their family members who are here celebrating this conquest. And today, it's a very cold day here in Curitiba, really cold, but it's a day that is very special to each one of the students, their family members, but I'd say to us also these institutions. Why? Because today is a day to celebrate some conquests. First of all, the conquest of the students of first phase of higher education. Each one of you students is the first stage. It's a conquest for us universities, both universities, because when you finish this program, you will consolidate the development of this partnership. And also, it's a celebration of the conquest of each one of the family members of you who are here following, who have given support to the students in all this way, who have believed in this project, this pioneer, the only one, which is the American Academy. And just take a look at how a program is, in fact, a pioneering program. We're here celebrating conquest, even in the middle of the journey of education education of each one of you. We haven't finished. It's just halfway through. But could we say that we could celebrate in the middle of the journey? Yes, for sure, because in the American model that we have adopted, the half of the journey already certifies and guarantees to each one of you the Associate of Science degree that you are receiving today. And you, when you receive that, you have dedicated a lot. It has been a way of studies and learning, some sadness, experiences even more intensified because of all the pandemic that we're still going through. But also, it's a way of a lot of joy. I like to highlight and bring out that what you have done through the pandemic, because the great majority of the course and you, unfortunately, has happened in the middle of one of the greatest tragedies that humankind has faced. We know that the pandemic has brought a lot of pain to all of us, but at the same time, it has also allowed us to discover how much each one of us needs other people. We need each other. We are far, but at the same time, we're more connected. The pandemic has also evidenced that our choices, individual choices, impact other people always. Always. And this brings us more responsibility, even more responsibility. And you who are in this journey of a unique learning in Brazil certainly already have a highlight role, and you have a responsibility that is even greater. But we here from PUC-Paraná and also from Kent State University, we have deposited in you all our trust that you for sure will work and conquer a better world, so that the world will become better. The American Academy that you are concluding today has a proposal exactly to equip you to do to make better choices, professional, personal, and citizenship choices, because it's different from the more vocational and technical choice of the Brazilian courses, to have transversal choices that incorporate in all professions in the life of all our students. As we know, today's world demands that all professionals have competencies that go way beyond from technical competencies of their professions and areas. It requires that they will show also that these same professionals will have creativity, critical thought, abilities of communication, the capacity of collaboration, and above all, the ability of continuing learning in a world in constant changes. And it's exactly the curriculum focused in liberal arts that we have just concluded. But as I said, the journey of education of you has not finished today. Maybe it will never finish. At least you have ahead of you one more cycle of university studies. Somebody once said that it doesn't matter very much your destination as long as we enjoy the journey. Maybe what I think we could say here or seek here, both things, to enjoy the journey and a good destination. Today, we are in a crossroads in the middle of your way, but it's a crossroads is not something bad. On the contrary, it means a choice, a new opportunity, and a destination that maybe is different. Some of you have decided to follow your studies at Kent State. Others have decided to remain here at PUC, and others in other universities in other countries. As poet Walt Whitman, American poet, teaches us nobody can follow that journey, that road for you. You have to follow it by yourselves. What I desire is that you take advantage at most of this journey. First of all, learn with your mistakes, because they are valuable opportunities of self-development. Don't allow your mistakes that are unavoidable to keep you from going on. And secondly, follow ahead always. Even if you don't know what is awaiting you, you are already doing that as you choose your own ways. Because acting this way, it will be building the future that is unique for each one of you. Before the doubts and a number of possibilities, try to create the world you'd like to live in. And then finally, think, act, and feel with fulfillment, with exploring all the potential that each one of you has. Don't never forget what you're capable of. We from the American Academy, from PUC Paraná and Kent State University, especially the team of the American Academy, has lived with you along those 2 years. These 2 years, we are sure that the future of each one of you will be brilliant. It's already brilliant, and will continue to fill us with pride for being part of the story of each one of you. My desire, on behalf of all the team of the American Academy, to all of you and each one of you, all the joy in the world. I'd like to again express my eternal gratitude for you having allowed that we could be part of the trajectory of each one of you. Thank you very much, and a lot of happiness and joy to each one of you. Commencement means beginning, and today's ceremony marks the beginning of a new stage, new ways, new professors, new colleagues in the world of opportunities. The Associate of Science degree is a certification of higher education, comes before the baccalaureate diploma. All the graduates of the American Academy are already enrolled in the second stage. Some of them in the PUC Paraná, others in the Kent State University, and others are taking flight in other universities and countries. So with a lot of joy, we present now the students who are receiving today the Associate of Science degree. And now the so-awaited moment has come, receiving the degree of Associate of Science of the President of Kent State University, Todd Dyken.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Kent State University, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you the degree appropriate to your field of study, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, now they receive this moment of recognition, the graduates of the third class of the American Academy. They have just conquered their international diploma. We'd like to call
Ana Beatriz Cardoso de Souza. Ana Beatriz Pereira Moraes. Gabriela Bley Trevisan. Cássia Chagas Dante. Lara Ruppel Falcon. Lucas Rotbart Marques. Luísa Teixeira Carcavalo. Marcelo Henrique de Freitas Santos. Nicolas Ecker Machado. Nicole Ubner. Rafael Guedes Bonacim. Rafaela Cipriano da Silva. Sofia Leite Delgado. E Vitória Cristina Andreazzi Mira. Eu quero pedir uma salva de
I'd
palmas.
like to ask for a round of applause to all the newest graduates of the American Academy. A round of applause. Congratulations. All the graduates of the American Academy have had classes in English with professors of Kent State University, and they have been assessed according to the American pattern, in which their grades are related in concepts of A to D, with numerical equivalent from 1 to 4, and they are computed to the GPA. So the students have had their GPA the same as 3.5. I consider graduates with distinction and receive symbol the conquest with the Kent State University. Our congratulations, recognition to the students that have received distinction for their efforts and dedication in the third class of the American Academy. Would like to call
Gabriela Play Trevisan. Cássia Chagas Dante. Luísa Teixeira Carcavalo. Rafael Guedes Bonacim. Rafaela Cipriano da Silva. Sofia Leite Delgado. E Vitória Cristina Andreazzi Mira.
Congratulations to our graduates with distinctions. We'll listen now to the message of the class representative, certified internationally with the Associate Science degree, Rafael Guedes Bonacin. The authorities, family members, friends, and graduating colleagues, then our journey has reached an end. Actually, it's only about to begin. 2 years ago, each one of us made the same decision to take the American Academy course, and we did it blindly without knowing very well what was going to happen, but we gave a vote, a confidence, because we believe that there's something better for us in the world. The American Academy is a program for curious people, proactive, that don't like to not do anything. And whoever adopted this dream with us and dived headlong in this universe, advising and courses that take 3 weeks for our families. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. Our families and friends gave all types of support for us to be here, and we are very grateful for you who have believed in us, our potential when we didn't, maybe even us, we didn't believe it. And together we put our dreams and hopes in the hands of PUCPR and Kennedy State University. Way before the first day in class, our team has made efforts and many resources to make sure that we would have the famous soft transition. And since then, this team, not only American Academy and the family has been on our side. Here, listening to our dreams and cries and sessions, advising sessions, opening up the way for us, promoting events, experiences, and healing our many doubts. Valesca, can we change our major? Talking about that. For these and other reasons, we thank from our hearts, Sibeli, Marina, Silvana, Paula, and Valesca. But way before this, way beyond these people we've been in contact with, we would like to also thank people who are for years working to build and keep the American Academy. I'm talking about the provost of PUCPR, Professor Vladimir Gramsci, President, Kennedy State University, Todd Dykem, Director of the program, Professor Paulo Mussi, and the members of the offices of internationalization of both university and all the collaborators of PUC-Paraná, Curitiba. We cannot forget our professors. They have come from various parts of the world, different areas of knowledge to teach us. With their support and didactics, we are graduating today as people with a critical sense, humanistic sense, and capable of taking educated decisions. I know that I'm talking for all of us, all of you, when I say that we love to show our Brazilian culture for you, and at the same time, our culture to you. To you, our sincere obrigado, thank you, grazie, graças, merci, xexé. Inside the American Academy, I'm sure that we have learned a lot. Besides what the syllabus said, we learned valuable lessons in situations in which learning didn't seem to be present, but we always were there to learn. We have learned with empathy for friends, had difficulties to present works. We have tested the punctuality in classes in the biology laboratory, and we always held our hands together with groups of studies and exchanging notes. As Paulo Freire said, education does not transform the world. Education transforms people, and people transform the world. In a country that half of the population, 25 years of age, has not complete basic study, it's imperative to recognize our luck and privilege of receiving this differentiated from education, and also to retribute for the developing of our society. And today, we're going ahead with joy and tears to discover new frontiers. In the next few weeks, the first group of students of American Academy is going to Kent State University. The responsibility of representing PUC-Paraná in our country give you butterflies in your stomach, but exactly what motivates us. Time is unpolite. it passes by without asking. 2 years have gone by, and this first cycle of the American Academy is over. And now, when people ask what I study, it's going to be much easier to answer. Believe it, much easier to explain what American Academy is all about. American Academy is so hard to explain that even today, my parents do not know exactly what I'm graduating on today. The American Academy is so hard to explain that we had a week of class only to understand what the American Academy is all about. The American Academy is so hard to explain, and professors from NASA were not able to understand 100% how the program works. But it's true, the American Academy is so hard to explain because it's such a special and unique program. And to have done it with you has been even a better... Para PUC for Kent, Argentina, Utah, any other place in the world, it doesn't matter. All of you, parents and students, starting today a new chapter. And because of you, everything has changed in me. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, because of the pandemic, we will have this semester the first graduates of the American Academy going to Kent State University. So to the graduates of the third class and also to the graduates of the first and second class of American Academy that are going to Kent State, the Associate Provost of the Global Education at Kent State University, Marcelo Fantoni, has sent a special message.
Hello, everybody. I'm very pleased to be here today to congratulate you all for your great achievement. Officially today, you earned your first Kent State degree, an associate degree. Congratulations to you all. However, this is only half of your journey. The part that most likely will be the most exciting is still ahead of you. The next 2 years will probably bring you to the United States, where you will complete an education and get a second degree, an undergraduate or a bachelor degree at Kent State University. We are really excited on your behalf, and we are really looking forward to having you all here in the United States. Going to Kent State will be an outstanding experience for you, I'm sure. This is not only a place where you will receive a first-rate education, this is also where you will get a new worldview that will change your life forever. And when I say so, I'm not just talking about your careers, but I'm also talking about the way you will read reality and interact with people around you. So, congratulations again, and looking forward to seeing you soon in Kent, Ohio. Goodbye, everybody.
Whoever studies at the American Academy is seeking for an international study and is getting ready, prepared to be a global citizen. PUC-Paraná has been a part of this first cycle of studies for you. It will always be open to receive you. Now we'll give the floor to the Vice Provost of PUC-Paraná, Professor Vidal Martins. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to start greeting cordially Professor Aldomiro Grenkins, who is following us on the internet, our magnificent Provost, Professor Ted Dyken, who is the President of Kent State University, Professor Palamus, the mentor of the program, and on their behalf, I'd like to greet all the authorities that have been mentioned for the ceremonial and also for Professor Palamus. It's a great joy for all of us at this moment, and I'd like to greet also, for sure, with a lot of love, all of graduates and family members, and who have made it possible on this journey. And I'd like to start congratulating your conquest, which is of great value for being the being a graduation in the context of education. And when we think about the pandemic, its value is even much, much greater. You know that you have created dreams, you've had some frustrations, a lot of things have been imagined that would happen, and because of the pandemic, it has happened in a different way. And besides frustrations, the anguish of not knowing what today is going to be like and how it's going to continue this process of learning, but also has a great value for your resilience, the strength that we have to finish. I'd like to give some data for you to understand that this is not only a rhetoric speech, but it's true. We have the great increase of students who have not finished their academic year this year, the pandemic. And when we found out that 58 of those students have not finished because they have not adapted to the remote classes. And here we have followed a whole year with all those challenges. So this means that something that has already had a great value is even bigger because of the challenge that we have faced. So congratulations, recognition. Secondly, I'd like to desire you a lot of success in this new journey. May you reach find happiness in the way on the way you have chosen. Talking about happiness, I'm going to quote some people that have talked about this topic. I think it's important to reflect on that. Happiness is an individual problem. Each one has to seek and to become happy. Freud said that, a psychologist. And Marcelo Dominguez, in his speech, he talked about finding the way, and exactly that, what I believe in. Each one finds a different way. Is going to be happy when he unites his purpose with what he or she is able to do. And Rafael, I don't know why. The topic you chose, but it can be a communicator because you express the message, you convey the message, the content is very dense and profound and deep, and you also work something in the affection when you talk. So congratulations for your speech. In spite of happiness, a way that each one finds, we can think a little bit about how to seek that way. And Durkheim, a sociologist, said this, to seek a way that by definition is unreachable is to condemn yourself in a state of perpetual unhappiness. So in this world that is so rapid and it demands result and performance, the counsel that I could give, an advice that I would give you is not to put yourself or to have objectives and goals that are way beyond the reality we live in. Otherwise, we condemn ourselves because we don't find that state, that goal that is so important of happiness. Happiness is healthy for your body, but only pain strengthens our spirit. That is something that I have lived in this hard year pandemics. And in this message, I'd like to say that happy are the people that learn with suffering, that learn lessons from suffering, and that find ways to be happy in spite of suffering. So it's part of the process. Frustrations and pains are part of the process, and they're important, and they make us more robust. And finally, the most important thing, happiness never diminishes when it's shared. So whenever you find moments of happiness are moments, happy moments of fulfillment, share with important people for you, family members, friends. This way I think you'll be able to get that success that I'm desiring you in your journey. You are always sons and daughters of PUC. So take in your mind and hearts the values and attitudes that I have shared and experiences I have lived here to transform the world around you in a better, more solidarity with fewer inequalities and more tolerance and harmony. I've written this, but when Rafael made his speech, I thought I didn't need to have written because it wasn't content. He shared the images we saw, showed the family members, Rafael called a team, and then he said it's a family. So I wouldn't need to say that because you have developed that family sense. And to close it, like to say that you as sons and daughters of PUC, consider your university your second home and your second family. Consider this really, it's been a pleasure, an honor, a joy to receive you when you go back to your homes. Studies show that in olden times, to have a competence would take about 30 years. So if you look for people would retire at 35 years of age, and women 30 years of work, and a competency would take 30 years. So you had a life of work, and in the way that you would choose, you would follow your journey. Today, studies show that a person has an expectation of life, of work of 60 years already, and a competency lasts about 5 years. So if we calculate basically 60 divided by 5, it's 12 cycles. So in your life, so you in your lifetime, you will learn and learn again with a good frequency. And that's the way the PUC has open arms to receive you at any moment. They want to take a new step, and we have several opportunities for you. not only this or the first cycle. So it's a great pride, a great honor for us to get to this moment of graduation and see your resiliency and the success you have conquered. So happiness to all of you and family members. Thank you very much for trusting in PUC Paraná for this work. Thank you. The American Academy is a pioneering program for PUC Paraná for Kent State University, and due to the importance of this partnership, each provost has prepared a special message for the graduates of the third class of this program. So we will listen now to the magnificent provost of PUC Paraná, Professor Valdemiro Gramsci.
Cumprimento Sua Excelência Reverendíssima Dom José Antônio Peruso, Arcebispo Metropolitano de Curitiba e Grão-Chanceler da Pontifícia Universidade Católica do Paraná. Professor Todd Diacon, presidente da Kent State University. Cumprimento a professora doutora Melody Tankesley, vice-presidente sênior e reitora da Kent State University. Cumprimento o professor Vidal Martins, vice-reitor da PUC Paraná. Cumprimento o professor Marcello Fantoni, reitor associado do Escritório de Educação Global da Kent State University. Cumprimento o professor Marcelo Mira, diretor da PUC Paraná Internacional. Cumprimento o professor Paulo Mussi, diretor do programa American Academy, e em seus nomes cumprimento as demais autoridades universitárias da PUC Paraná e da Kent State University. E dirijo uma especial saudação aos nossos formandos, seus pais, seus familiares e amigos. Em primeiro lugar, quero parabenizá-los pelo dia de hoje, quando se completa a primeira parte da vossa caminhada. Foi um tempo de uma formação ampla, abrindo horizontes, buscando inseri-los no mundo que exige conhecimentos interdisciplinares, unindo e integrando diferentes áreas, estimulando o pensamento crítico, tornando-os culturalmente preparados para agora sim enfrentarem outro nível de formação com foco numa área ou profissão, porém sempre buscando uma abrangência global. Também este é o momento de agradecer a vocês, formandos, por abraçarem o nosso sonho, por acreditarem na nossa proposta, tão cuidadosamente construída a quatro mãos pela PUC Paraná e pela Kent State University. E vocês foram decisivos na sua transformação num grande projeto vitorioso. E não é só isso. Ao vestirem a camisa do American Academy, vocês selaram uma integração fraternal entre as nossas duas universidades, hoje co-irmãs, aproximando-as de maneira definitiva. Portanto, como se vê, sem a vossa presença, o American Academy continuaria apenas um sonho. E neste momento quero manifestar um especial agradecimento ao presidente da Kent State University, professor Todd, e ao professor Marcello Fantoni, que responde pela educação global da Kent State, por nos incluírem no seu campus de Florença. Que beleza aquilo! Certamente será de enorme importância para a internacionalização dos nossos alunos. Somos gratos eternamente a vocês. Quero agradecer também à equipe que conduz desde o princípio e conduz até hoje de maneira tão eficiente e profissional esta iniciativa, nas pessoas do professor Paulo Mussi e professor Marcelo Mira, e a todos que acreditaram nesse sonho e juntos conseguiram vencer todos os desafios, que não foram poucos, que surgiram pelo caminho. Por fim, como Universidade Católica, Pontifícia e Marista, vamos agradecer a Deus, na pessoa de São Marcelino Champagnat, nosso padroeiro, fundador do Instituto Marista, por este dia tão especial para todos nós. Que o seu carisma possa acompanhá-los para sempre, para toda a vossa vida, orientando vossos atos, inspirando as vossas decisões e balizando o dia a dia da vossa vida. Muito obrigado.
Ladies and gentlemen, and we will now listen the president of Kansas State University, Todd Dyken.
To the graduating class of the American Academy, I want to begin my remarks with a most unexpected foray into the topic of Brazilian novellas. There, I said it, novellas. I watch novellas. And often, when I say this to Brazilian professors and intellectuals, they cringe. They wrinkle their noses at my television watching preferences and explain to me, with varying levels of annoyance, how novellas are hackneyed, predictable, lowbrow fare that traffics oftentimes in stereotypes. In American English, we would likely refer to my watching novellas as a guilty pleasure. That is, something we do, something we enjoy doing, but don't tell others because we assume the reaction to such information will be negative. Novellas are my guilty pleasure. However, to be fair to myself, watching novellas are more than a guilty pleasure for me. Novellas, you see, were my Portuguese language tutor, or at least my tutor in Brazilian slang and idiomatic expressions. I learned Portuguese in a classroom as a graduate student at the University of Wisconsin. I learned to speak and truly understand Portuguese from watching novellas, and in particular, one novella, Vereda Tropical. You see, it was in early 1985, when I was living in Curitiba in an apartment just off the Rua das Flores, that one night I had this epiphany. I had just watched an entire episode of Vereda Tropical, and I had pretty much understood everything that was said, slang and all. I was so pleased with myself. Oh, sure, by that point I easily understood what was said each night on Jornal Nacional. But this was different. This was real Brazilian Portuguese, and I understood it. I felt that night like I was becoming a Brazilian. I don't really have a point to this story, except to say this. Embrace your opportunities for learning both in and out of the classroom. You are so far ahead of me already. Your English is way better than my Portuguese. And because of our great partnership with PUCPR, and because of the American Academy, you are already citizens of the world at a much earlier age than I became one. And because you are still young and already a citizen of the world, you have time now to engage in your own guilty pleasures. And perhaps some of these will help you deepen even further your understanding of the United States and its laws, customs, and even its popular culture. The list of my favorite novellas is long, and one of the few advantages of the pandemic has been O Globo's decision to re-air my all-time favorite, Império. I love it when O Comendador issues his little phrases in English, and I understand them, along with most of the dialogue in Portuguese. And no, I haven't graduated yet to Big Brother Brazil, but there's still time. I'm so proud of you and your accomplishments. You graduated in spite of all the obstacles thrown in your way. In English, we call this grit, and you have demonstrated your grit. You didn't get to this point alone, however, and I want to thank your parents and relatives for their support. And of course, I thank my friend and fellow leader, Rector Grimsky, for his wisdom, patience, and steady hand during the pandemic. Thank you as well to your professors, to Paulo Musi and Marcelo Mira, to Vice Rector Martins, and to all those involved in our great American Academy, including Leslie Bowser and Marcello Fantoni in Kent. Now, go celebrate. And after the first round of abraços e beijos, and after several rounds of cerveja e drinks, perhaps you can turn on a novella. Who knows? You might even learn a little more English from O Comendador. Congratulations, graduates, and go Flashes!
Ladies and gentlemen, even as the American Academy was conceived and is done in partnership between the two universities, likewise, the ceremony has had the participation of many people, both from PUC-Paraná and Kansas State University. To all of you, I will thank you very much. I'd like to thank the presence to all that watched us on the internet. We'd like to congratulate especially the graduates and their family members for this conquer. Follow with faith and hope and believe in your dreams. Be very happy and may God bless you. May all of you have an excellent evening.
Dez, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.